Hi, it's Michelle. Welcome back to my cooking channel. Today, I'm a hot mess. I'm at my aunt's house and I thought I had brought everything, but I forgot. I'm cooking at her house because I'm leaving the state of Florida, so I stopped by before leaving, so thank you so much for having me
that's
here.
Not good you're leaving, but I'm glad you're here.
Yes, and we're gonna make some pad thai vegetarian style. Okay. So come join me in her kitchen as I cook. Our ingredients for today are rice noodles. These are large rice sticks. We have to follow the directions on cooking these because you don't boil them, you put boiling water on them. Also chives, I got some fresh chives from the market. I have green onions, I have snow peas, I have bean sprouts, some eggs, I have a red pepper since we're doing a vegetarian version. I have garlic, onions, lime. Since it is vegetarian, I'm using vegetarian oyster sauce. I did have a vegan fish sauce that I forgot. That's fine. Tamarind. I have tamari, that's dark soy sauce. Some chili, spicy chili to add to it. Also, I'm going to add carrots. I was gonna shred them, but I'm gonna cut them into little matchsticks. And I'm gonna do a side of baby bok choy because look at them, they're so good. I got them at the market. So I'm gonna put these with some garlic. I also have tofu somewhere, so I'm gonna go get the tofu and we can start setting up. Okay, so we're gonna start with the bok choy. And I'm gonna put some oil. This pan is hot. So I'm putting some oil and I'm putting garlic and ginger. Some of our aromatics are going in here. We just wanna let that cook for just a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit more oil because we have a lot of bok choy here. And I'm going to add the baby bok choy. They're pretty small. If they were bigger than this, I would cut them in half. I'm not going to add all of them. You don't want to lower the heat too much in the pan. Well, I'm going to put all of them, never mind. And we're just gonna cook this. It's on medium-high heat. You just wanna cook them, get them nice and soft. And the liquid will come out and you'll have a nice little garlic sauce. And you can thicken that sauce with some cornstarch, which I'm not gonna do today because I didn't bring any cornstarch, but it's all right. We can just cook this down for, I would say about 5 minutes. Let them get nice and soft. Again, it's on medium-high heat, and then we'll plate them. See, and as they cook down, remember we have not added any salt. I'm gonna add some of our tamari soy sauce, just to give it a little bit more flavor and just more of a little bit of sauce. I eyeballed that, so you use soy sauce to taste. If you like it a little saltier, feel free to put more. So look how vibrant that green is getting. You have to let it cook nice and soft. Okay, so a couple more minutes and then we'll be done with this. All right, so these are done. I like mine with a little bit of kick or like crunch to it, so they're not completely soggy. If you want for yours to cook a little bit more, you can, but these are fairly soft, especially the smaller ones. So I'm gonna plate these and we can go. Starting off putting boiling water on our noodles. I'm clearly making more than just one pack because I'm cooking for more people. So you wanna cover the noodles and let them cook down for 5 to 8 minutes, it says on the package, and then strain them before you put them in the fryer or in the frying pan with the rest of the ingredients. So now to the same hot pan, I'm gonna add a little bit more oil. And I'm actually gonna start with the carrots because I chopped them up, I sliced them somewhat thicker than I wanted to. If you shred the carrots, put them in later, I would recommend shredding them, but I'm doing the matchstick style almost. So I want these to cook down because I don't want them to be crunchy. So I'm putting these in first. To the carrots, I'm going to add our onions. And I'm gonna let this cook for a minute, and I'll add the garlic to that after a minute. So we'll be back. So this has been cooking for a couple minutes. We want these carrots to get soft. You don't want people to eat raw carrots when they're eating pad thai. Most places don't use carrots, but since this is a vegetarian version, we are putting carrots. I'm gonna add garlic, just a little bit more than about 3.5, 4 cups, cloves, of garlic. If you were using chicken, I'd recommend you doing the chicken before and then moving it to the side and adding all these things to it. And the garlic and the onion smells so good, guys. So I'm going to move these vegetables to the side of the wok. The heat is pretty high. It's on medium high. I just put it up just a little bit. And I'm gonna add my egg. Traditional pad thai always has egg. And we're not vegan today, so just for vegetarian purposes, we can use egg. And I'm gonna pour that there. And I'm just gonna cook it around. You wanna move it because we're not making an omelet or, big scrambled pieces. So you want it to cook quickly, and then you mix it in with the veggies. So we're gonna cook this. We're almost done with this. So it's cooking pretty fast. So then we're gonna mix it all up now. And now I'm going to add our tofu. I have a whole block of tofu. It's extra firm. Cut into these strips. You can leave out the tofu if you don't like it. I don't want it to get crushed up. I probably should have moved the veggies, but we're gonna do it this way because we're a little crunched for time. Okay, now the tofu is cooking down. And if you do it this way, it's gonna break up a little bit, and that's okay. I wanna keep it as whole as possible. You can always fry it beforehand and then just add it. That would be good too. That way you can get it all nice and cooked. And to this, I'm going to add our sauce. This is the tamarind, the oyster sauce, the fish sauce, which you guys know I'm omitting today, and the tamarind soy sauce. I also added a 1/4 cup of brown sugar to this that I didn't show earlier. You want to get a 1/4 cup of half brown sugar, okay, and add this on here. And the noodles should be ready, so we're gonna drain them now and add them after we add, because I forgot, our red pepper. We're adding all this to the wok and letting it cook down just a little bit. At this point, if you wanted, you can put some cayenne, you can put some chili. I like putting this chili oil. I'm gonna leave this to the side though, because not everybody likes it. Not everybody likes spicy, I should say. I'm gonna move that aside. I drained the noodles, and I'm gonna get them in here. I just washed my hands. So I know it seems like a lot of sauce, but it's because I'm doubling the recipe. So basically what you do is mix these up and just let the sauce and everything in here coat the noodles, and then we're actually ready to plate. But I'm gonna get all the noodles in here, I'll get it mixed up, and then I'll plate. So I took all that out of the pan. I had forgotten, because everybody loses their mind every now and then. I had forgotten the green onions, the chives, of course, and let's turn the heat down a little bit, and the snow peas. So I didn't want to overcook what we had, so I'm going to cook this separately and add it to it, and that way we get the flavor. That's all left and right. We get the flavor of this without overcooking the pasta or the noodles. I'm gonna add a little bit of soy sauce as this cooks down, just to give it a little bit of flavor. So I'm not adding an extra layer that actually takes away the flavor of the food. You always wanna season every layer that you add to your plate. So this should be done in about 2 minutes. I'm gonna add this and stir it up with a pad thai, and then we'll plate. And now the extra piece that I forgot, I'm all forgetful today, are the bean sprouts. You clearly don't want to cook these too much because then it's just not very tasty. So I'm gonna cook these and incorporate all this. As soon as it cooks down, I would give it another minute since these cook pretty fast. And then we'll incorporate this with the noodles. So this is our final dish. Now, as you can see, I made a huge portion. It's in a big mixing bowl. You obviously just follow the instructions and the sizes, or the measurements, sorry, of the ingredients. And it won't be this much because you're not feeding a tribe like I am today. But I'm gonna plate it so I can show you how to plate it with the peanuts. And I'm gonna add a little bit of cilantro and a lime wedge. So I've plated some here, and I'm gonna add some crushed peanuts. They're a little crushed thick, and that's it. You plate it with a little lemon wedge. You can spritz that on top, and it adds flavor, and it just looks pretty. So that's our final dish. Let's taste it. Okay, so now we're ready to taste, but both of us like a lot of heat in our food, or a little heat in our food. So we're gonna add some chili oil. You can add this at the end, or you can add it with your sauce. Now keep in mind, ours is not gonna taste like the final product of pad thai usually, because I forgot the fish sauce and other things. I will put the full recipe in the description, all the ingredients and the measurements, and now we can taste. Really good, right? And I'm gonna taste the bok choy as well.
It's really good.
This came out really good. Thank you again for letting me use your kitchen. I've taken over and made a hot mess everywhere. So I'm gonna go clean up. We're gonna enjoy our food. So
It's worth it.
just drop me a comment down below and let me know what you think. I hope you make this recipe. I hope you enjoy. Don't forget the fish sauce because it makes it better, but this is delicious. Bon appetit.
Just for the record, everybody here, they're okay with vegan, and that's nice, and everybody's eating. The food is good, but where's the meat? I'm cleaning the plate, but it's good. No, I don't. This is very delicious.